What is up, guys? Welcome to the hammy complex, hamstring complex. This is a collection of exercises that we are going to do to warm up those hamstrings. So the first one we're going to do are hip lifts. So go ahead and grab your ball. You're going to place your calves and your feet on the ball, and you're going to just lift your hips, exhale, and lower your hips. So exhale and lift, lower the hips. The number is 10 here. Don't think about getting a ton of height or else you're going to feel it in your lower back. We just want calves and feet pressing down into the ball as you lift. That's going to be the start of this whole complex, and then we're going to move into some nice pelvic core work. So we're going to practice our tuck first, and then lift our hips into a bridge. Again, we're trying to get rid of any lower back pressure. So if you just press your hips into the sky, you're gonna start feeling it right above your tailbone. But tuck first, then lift. That's gonna focus the work into our hamstrings and glutes. It's also gonna allow you to pull your tummy in and work on your pelvic core at the same time. So we're gonna go ahead and complete 10 reps of these tuck plus bridge. Good job. So you're going to try and incorporate the breathing. You're going to exhale and lift, inhale, lower, down. Rock your hips, exhale and lift, lower and down. Good. Now just rock your knees side to side after you complete those 10 reps. Keep in mind that this is not about speed. This is about just moving through the exercises at your own pace. We're going to move into a little bit more challenging one with the ball. So you're going to put those feet and calves back on the ball. You're going to lift the hips, and then you're going to pull your heels in towards your butt and then back out. Now, when you pull that in towards your butt, you want to think about getting higher. Okay, so what this is going to do is going to put a lot of pressure in the back of your leg, your hamstrings. And working this is going to basically bulletproof your hamstrings. You know, we don't do a ton of hamstring work in general, especially when just going about our normal everyday tasks. So it's very important that we strengthen these muscles in non-traditional ways. Those are pretty hard, so that's why you see me taking a nice little break midway through the set. And then as I'm here, I'm just letting the pressure release out of my hamstrings, because as you work through these, you're going to notice that your hamstring might cramp up. Now, I'm going to move into some single leg bridges using a platform. However, if you don't have a platform to do the single leg bridge on, that's totally fine. You will just perform this with your foot on the floor. Notice that if you are using a platform, my middle of my foot is on the edge of the platform, and my focus is on pressing my foot down into the platform through the floor versus away from me. If you're pushing the platform away from you, then that thing is going to move and it's not going to be fun. You're going to probably fall. So just make sure that you press down. And we're going to complete 10 reps per side. This is a really great technique to kind of bang out some of that tension that has built up in those hamstrings in between. And remember, whenever we're doing a one-sided item, we also have to work the other side. What you're going to notice when you do things like this is you're going to notice one side has more flexibility, more strength, more mobility. It's always something. And that could be because you're dominant side or because it's your non-dominant side. So don't stress out too much about that. We're just trying to warm everything up and make sure that the discrepancies that exist between the two sides come towards each other. They meet in the middle. After we do those single leg glute bridges, we're going to go ahead and move into some more core work. So I'm going to perform some tummy pull downs. You're going to put your feet together, knees wide, arms above the head if you like. I'm doing that so that you can see. And what you're going to see here is me pulling and exhaling, pulling my belly button down to the floor, and I'm holding it there at the lowest point. So I'm exhaling all the air out, holding at the very lowest point of that. So your lower abdominals near your pubic bone should be activating at this point. You're going to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. and keeping in mind that you do have to breathe. So while you're holding that belly button down, you are still breathing. Now we're going to move into some dolphin crunches. For these, you're going to keep those feet together, knees wide, and interlace the fingers above the head. So what I'm doing here is, this won't work on everyone because everyone has a different size head, shoulder, and arm anatomy. But for most people, you can kind of reach your arms around the back, and then you'll notice that my arms are behind my ears. So my head is having a shelving unit created by my arms in order to lift that head and perform those crunches. Those are going to be for your upper abs, so those will burn. We're going to get that ball back and we're going to perform just regular bridges, but this time we're going to be doing them on the ball. Take your time. Exhale and press up, and keeping in mind, again, that the energy of your heels, you want it to go down into the floor versus away from you. You'll notice that these are extremely challenging, and if this is too much to handle, then simply remove the ball and start at level 1, which would be on the floor. A regular bridge on the floor is just fine if that's where you need to be to start. Hope you enjoyed this rocker complex, and visit thefitgym.com for more.